Caribbean Fever 107.5 WBLS David Lee rocking you Sunday evening in New York City, the #1 Caribbean show in the world. And we've got a very, very, very special guest with us this evening, Cedella Marley. Cedella, how are you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. Let's get right into it. How does your family choose who is going to be an artist? And as a mother and auntie, do you feel compelled for the younger generation to have a wider array of industries, or do you let the chips fall where they may?
Well, I mean, everyone have a choice to do what what they want to do. Who want to be doctor can be doctor. Who want to be lawyer can be lawyer. I would actually love to see more doctors and lawyers in this family.
I'm shocked that you would say that. I'm shocked.
Why?
Because the music thing is going so good.
No, but you see, let me tell you something. My father wanted me to be a doctor or a lawyer,
Wow.
Yeah, it's just accident. It's just by accident he chose to put us in the studio one day and see that, we could do what we could do, and then the rest is history. Yeah, but no, I feel the youngsters, they have a right to choose which lane, they want to go in. And I'm there as auntie, obviously, for support and guidance. But nobody is saying to anyone, when you grow up, you must be this, or when you're a teenager, you must be that. It's just something that happens. And I tell you,
it's just the vibe. It's just the vibe.
Yeah, it's just a vibe.
Yeah. Now, given the different roles and responsibilities that you have in work, family, and philanthropic space, do you have time for relaxation? You're a pretty busy woman.
Yeah, well, I get busy, relaxed. So, and I mean, even when things get hectic, I can find a little space to meditate. I love listening to music and finding new Jamaican, artists. So I find time. And Sunday, today is as a matter of fact, is you messing it up, because Sunday is normally my relaxation day. But here I am with you, David. So it go.
Wow. Now, I got to ask this. Do you ever get an urge to be back into the studio again and write and sing with all your family members? Do you ever get that urge to do that?
Well, I mean, I do it. I'm on Skip's record, his EP. I'm on that EP. I did Steve's album. I did Ziggy's album. So I'm still working, but kind of more behind the scene.
Right.
Yeah, I actually enjoy it. I really do.
A lot of people be looking forward to see all the generations of Marleys on the stage. All the generations. Do you think that's ever possible? Like at one point, we were very happy to see the I3s and a lot of groups, a lot of parts of the Marley family together. Do you think there's a possibility that can ever happen again?
I mean, anything can happen.
Wow.
I mean, the one thing with COVID is that it actually, some of the good, the good side, because I like to take the good and the bad with everything that I'm dealt with. So one of the good things about COVID, though, for me and my family, was that we really got time to just spend with one another. There was no touring, and so I was down at Steve all the time, me and Ziggy FaceTiming all the time. And so it was just that we all had that time where there was nothing to do but having, good family time. And so, yeah, we took advantage of that, and so anything is a possibility.
Okay, let's talk about what was it like being with the group called the Melody Makers. Just recently, I was looking at some YouTube video and saw Ziggy and Steven and you and everybody. What was it like, and was there a lot of pressure back then because of being your father's children?
I wouldn't say there was pressure. We come from, mommy and daddy are both, hardworking musicians, honing the craft. And I think for daddy, when he was still around, it was always rehearsal, school, then extra class, then rehearsal, And so that's a discipline that we've always had. It's not a pressure, you know. Is if you want to be great, you have to continue to work at it. And that was the only pressure.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again, please? Can you say that again?
If you want to be good at anything, you have to put in the work. Yeah. And that's what we were taught to do, and that's what I teach my children to do. And I think that's just in our DNA.
You know, it has been well documented of your love and your support for the Reggae Girls and the journey to the World Cup. What is it that made you be so all in, 100%? And what compelled you to be so dedicated to this?
Yeah, I just feel like when you have young people whose dreams are to be what they want to be, and in this case, the Reggae Girls, and they just really wanted to play football. And I never see anything wrong with that. But the fight they were getting was, I remember those type of fights, you know? And my parents always taught me, you know, when them fight, you can fight back and you choose your battle wisely, okay? This was a good fight for me. And I think at the end of the day, it turned out good, you know? It turned out good. I just don't want any young person, especially when you come from my country, that have a passion and people trying to throw water on it, you know, to take out your fire. That don't work for me. And it shouldn't work for anyone, actually. And so that's how they got my attention. You know?
I'm curious, what did you say to them when they were eliminated? What did you say to them?
I said to them, next time. You know, and let me tell you what I did say to them. I tell them how much concerts that we have done over the decades, okay? And some concerts you go to and you only have 2 people in the audience, and them still boo you. And then you get to the next day and you go back and you do the concert again for a different audience. So it's just, you know, you take it and you learn from it and you move on and you just find how you can make yourself better for the next time. So I think the next time they will be better.
I can't imagine you being booed. I can't imagine that.
I mean, everybody will get booed on then.
Let's talk about the business.
Because David, remember, you know, back in the day, you know, I mean, I don't even know how old you are, so I'm not gonna say back in the day, but long time ago, you know, especially because we started off at Skateland, you know, and Skateland was a place where in Jamaica the young artists got to. It's almost like what American Idol is now, you know. It's like you go there and you kind of try out your craft. You try out, you know, everything you rehearse. You try it out and you look for reactions. Yeah, man, there was 1 or 2 boo in there. Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay.
But
so we just went back to rehearsals.
All of those boos that happened had translated into this. Now, the Marley brand is a big brand. You've got a lot of businesses under the Marley brand. Could you tell us what the businesses are?
Well, we have House of Marley.
And tell me what they do. So House of Marley does what?
House of Marley does headphones and you know, musical stuff, speakers, etc. Marley Beverage, we make coffee, we make wellness drinks. Marley Natural is our cannabis marijuana brand. Marley Kitchen is our food brand. You know, where we put out our sauces and, you know, etc. And of course, then Marley Coffee, which is coffee. So we do a little bit of everything. And then, you know, if anybody need more information, just Google and you will find all the information right there.
You know, I can't help but wondering if your father was around, Bob Marley was around, with all the upside down politics, the mask wearing, the COVID-19, the vaccine, the lives that we have lost, Black Lives Matter. What do you think his response would be?
Well, you know, Daddy continues to be the voice of the voiceless. And, you know, if he was here, and you know what? Sometimes we can play some songs and it just really connect to what's happening right now. You know, we're sick and tired of the ism schism, can't die and go to heaven in Jesus' name. Daddy feel like burning a church because now the preacher is lying. Daddy have a catalog of music that once you know it, you can always go to a Marley for however you feel the world is turning and spinning, and get some inspiration from it. But his voice would be heard, obviously, because that was who he was, and he would be speaking up for those again who can't be heard. And I think right now, though, his message of love and unity is what we really need more than anything else in this world. So, yeah.
Well, your dad is not physically here, but you've got you've got a son that is here. I've interviewed him a couple times, Skip Marley, and he is doing very, very well on the charts. Has been doing very well on BLS. Do you go over his stuff as mom, as manager? Do you go over his stuff and approve everything before it gets out to the public? Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because I think anyone who knows Cedella knows that answer. I'm not gonna say anything more than I'm very proud of my son. He's really making a career, of his own. And I just want him to keep creating and keep teaching, and keep learning too. Skip is young, so Skip still have a lot to learn, and we've raised him well, and he is a young man who listens and don't just is all over social media and saying, but this one doing this and this one doing it. No. He listens, and so with that discipline he will go very far. So
I'm gonna tell you this, right? The last time he came to the studio when he was promoting his album, and I was playing some drops from Ziggy Marley, I played some drops from Junior Gong, I played some drops, from other people, and he's like, wow, that's my uncle. My uncles were in this. I said, yeah, your uncles were right here with me. He's like, wow, that's amazing. He was like so amazed that he was there where his uncles came before, and he was so humble about it,
Yeah, he has to be.
Yeah. So you know what? People have asked me already, and they said to me, listen, what kind of pills or drugs does the Marleys take? I said, what are you talking about? And they say, well, look, the grandchildren, the children, everybody looks so much alike. Everybody talks so much alike. Everybody sounds like Bob. They got to be taking some kind of thing.
Oh.
Everybody to come out like this. Everybody looks alike. They sound alike. They look like Bob. They sound like Bob. It's hard to get so many people to be so close to Bob.
Well, if you are the children and the children have their children, the DNA is just the DNA. But I hope nobody will ever say, Cedella, you sound like Bob, because then we're going to have a problem.
Well, you know what? One of the reasons it's an honor and a pleasure interviewing you. I know you're busy, you got to run. You took some time off just to spend with us. But the American Foundation for the University of the West Indies is giving you the award for excellence in global leadership. What are your thoughts of your award, and what are your thoughts of the University of the West Indies in the Caribbean?
UWI, I used to go to summer school at UWI all the time, every summer. And so anything to do with UWI, I pound my chest proudly, because that's FUI. I FUI that. Right. But I'm really honored. I really don't get many things, in that realm of people just appreciating the work that, I do. So I was very honored to receive the award, and to be among all those other nominees. And, to be honest, after we're coming through such a challenging year, I think this event reminded me, and what I hope it reminds other people, is just how important it is to continue to uplift and inspire the communities, that matter to us so much. So I'm just honored to be honored by them, you know. So it's a good thing. It's a good feeling. I like it.
So what do you say to the young boys and especially the young girls who want now to travel in your footsteps?
Anything is possible. You know, you have to work hard, and you have to have a purpose, and you have to learn that when one door closes, many more will open. Always make your voice be heard. That doesn't mean you have to shout. That doesn't mean you have to scream. You know, there are other ways that we can be, you know, effective in how we correspond with others to get our thoughts out. And you know, I've always considered myself like an underdog. And I remember daddy used to joke when I was little. I never understood what he meant, you know. And he would call me the infiltrator. And I said, what is that, daddy? He said, no, man, because, you know, when you grow up, people not going to see you coming, you know, but you're going to do so much. And, you know, as a young girl, you kind of laugh it off and say, I'm crazy. I don't know what it mean. You know, I just want ice cream and you know, a tasty spatty, I'm good. But I now I understand what he meant. And yeah, you know, I live and I love fiercely. And I think the results are there, you know, in the work that we do. And, you know, try not to ever feel like you have to do stuff alone, because sometimes you have people out there that just waiting to give you a helping hand, and you just never know. So don't be afraid to ask for help either. Yeah.
You know, with all the modern technology and social media out there, would you say no, it's easier for artists to break into the music business?
I mean, it's easier to find them. I'm not so sure that makes it easy for them to get into the business. Mm-hmm. But in this age, it is easier to discover new talent. You know, I mean, I find new music like that all the time. Whether I'm doing it myself or somebody is sending it to me. See, look at this. Go on YouTube, go on Facebook, go on whatever, and see it. So yeah, it have the good, and you know, but everything that have good, you know, come with some bad too. So you just have to decipher what you like more. Yeah.
Give me your pros and cons. CD, vinyl, streaming.
Well, I'm a vinyl baby, first of all. So
I knew you were going to say that. I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I'm a vinyl baby, first of all, and some things, you know, vinyl can't scratch, but it can't crash. You know? You understand? You understand what I mean by that, right? Yes. But I mean, people are consuming music differently, and I think each era has their own pros and cons. I personally love how I can access, you know, streaming content, you know. However, you know, vinyl and other physical music will always be special, you know, to me and to the new generation too, because when I take out my House of Marley turntable and put on the LP, and my youngest son, whose name is Sayin, and he said, Mom, what is that? And I go through and tell him what a LP means and the RPMs and, you know, technical garbage. But then when I play it, he says, you know, it's a different sound that comes from the turntable, Mom, not when I just press my phone. I say, yeah, you feel like somebody really put some effort into this, right? It's not just machine, you know, you can feel like there was some human connection to this piece of vinyl that you're looking at and the piece of vinyl that you're playing. So yeah, but we have to, you know, we go with the flow, but we don't let the flow change our tide. Put it that way.
Well, Cedella, listen, thank you very much for spending time with us today. I do appreciate it. Any closing words? You know, I'm gonna give you the last word.
Well, I want to say to you, because I saw one of your notes where you said you interview my bigger brothers. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you mean in height. Because
I've interviewed Ziggy, I've interviewed Junior Gong, I've interviewed Steven.
But you know they're all my younger brothers, right?
Yes.
All right. So that's a lesson. That's a lesson for you, David. I am the eldest. Okay?
Well, listen,
I am the eldest.
Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations on your award. You deserve it. And I will see you next Sunday.
Okay. I'll see you too.
Thank you.
Ciao. Bye-bye.